What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dominic, and this is Gigabyte NYC. I'm parked at the side of the road. Just finished my shift for today, Wednesday, July 3rd, 2024. And I just want to take the time to give a 1,000-mile review of my 2008 Dodge Caravan. So if you don't know, I'm going to let you know. I recently purchased a 2008 Dodge Caravan, and I added it to my arsenal of vehicles to do gig work. And this is going to be, well, this has been my main vehicle that I use to do gig work, replacing my 2017 Acura MDX, my personal vehicle, which I really enjoy driving. And using it to do gig work, it just hurts my heart because, you know, we put a lot of wear and tear, a lot of miles on our vehicles, man. We don't even realize it, but we rack up them miles, I tell you. We rack up them miles. And I'm going to share some very, some very good numbers in this video that'll, just shed some light on the type of miles we rack up using our personal vehicles, right? So there's a quick backstory. When I initially started doing gig work, I had a 2006 Honda Accord and I started using it for gig work. I also owned the 2017 Acura MDX, and that was the back end of 2021. So I was like, you know what, man, let me use a Honda, do gig work, The Acura, I'm not going to use it at all, but only on rare occasions, like if it's snowing or if I'm driving it and some opportunities pop up. So to just cut a long story short, after using the Honda all of 2021 and then a lot of 2022, I even put it in the shop because I had actually, got into a little fender bender. I started using the Acura and started to get really comfortable using the Acura, racking up a lot of miles, because when I first bought my Acura in 2021, I had maybe 30-something thousand miles on the Acura, and my Honda had maybe about 100 and maybe 80-something thousand miles. So when I got the Honda back mid-2022, I started using it, and I had some really long days using the Honda, and with all the miles and the wear and tear on the car already, the transmission gave out. I was actually doing a Panera Bread stack one day on DoorDash or Uber Eats. I think it was Uber Eats. And I was over in like New Hyde Park, Long Island, and that delivery was all the way to South Ozone Park. It was like a really stupid order. And while heading to the store, I was pressing the gas and nothing. The car just started having a mind of its own. And I'm like, oh yeah, the transmission's done. It was giving me some signs, like I was feeling like a little clunking, And I'm like, oh boy. And I didn't really want to invest any more money into the Honda, so I got rid of the Honda. Started using my Acura, and only my Acura to do gig work. And I went from having maybe about 30-something thousand miles, close to 40, to racking up about, let me say, about 40-something thousand miles on that vehicle in the remainder of 2022 and 2023 and a lot of 2024. I racked up a lot of miles. Don't get me wrong, I made decent money for my trouble, but that vehicle went from a really nice low mileage vehicle to a semi, not like a little beat up luxury SUV. Because doing gig work, an ambulance actually scraped me. I actually scraped another guy while I was parked. A lot of things happen, man. A lot of things happen while doing gig work, and I put a lot of wear and tear. I had to change quite a few parts. I had to go through a lot of tires. A lot of oil changes. The oil changes coming faster than they usually would. And I just had to stop using that vehicle primarily for gig work and personal use. More personal use, less gig work. So I decided, listen, I need a van. So I want to take the time to big up Driving with Ty. He inspired me to get this vehicle because he started using a Dodge Grand Caravan and the one with the stone go where you could put the seats down. And I'm like, listen, I need to get one of these because he was doing some huge roadie gigs and transporting all types of stuff. Doors, water heaters, fridge, 5, 6, 7 toilets, you know, you name it, man, vanities. And I'm like, nah, I'm struggling to actually do these gigs with my SUV. Mulch, 25 bags of mulch, 20 bags of soil, you know. And I'm like, nah, I'm putting too much wear and tear on my vehicle, man. You know what I mean? I paid too much money for this and I'm still paying for it. And I'm like, nah. If I need to prolong the lifespan of this vehicle, I need to stop using it for gig work. So I went and I got this Dodge Caravan. So how much did it cost? How did I pay for it and everything? Insurance, you know, maintenance. I'm going to give you a little rundown of all of that. Remember, this is the first 1,000-mile review, a little backstory and everything. So I started looking for Dodge Caravans on Facebook Marketplace. You know, I'm not really, you know, look, people can't be trusted out here. So you got to be very careful what you're buying off Facebook Marketplace, especially when it comes to cars. The first one I went to look at, this is the cargo version. That's why it has the mesh here to prevent the cargo from coming down and hitting you if anything goes loose and if it's not strapped down properly. First one I went to look at in New Jersey, it had 24,000 miles on it. I'm like, wow, perfect vehicle. You know, I know it's a little old, but 24,000 miles, that's a steal. They wanted, I think, 4,500 for it. I was like, okay, I could do that. Went down to New Jersey, and that thing was a rust bucket. I tell you, the chassis was so rusted, and it had a lot of problems cosmetically and just a lot of drivability issues. I saw fluid. The guy came, he started it, fluid was dripping out of the bottom. He said it's the power steering, but I'm like, I don't want to mess with that. Guys, I am a mechanic. That's what I do at my W2. I am a mechanic. I'm capable of fixing my own cars and other people's cars. I'm certified to do that. I didn't want to mess with that because that's just big problems. That's just a lemon. You see what I mean? I'm just messing around with a lemon. And, you know, I don't want to do that. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to do that. You see? So my wife just hit me up. So I have to pick up her brother at the airport. So, yeah. So I didn't want to do that. I'm like, yo, I don't want to touch that. I don't want to deal with that. Because then you try to change parts and then the chassis starts breaking apart. I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that. You see what I mean? I know it's getting a little late, but I just wanted to make this video to document the first 1,000 mile before I don't get to it. Because, guys, this Friday, July 5th, I'm going out of the country on vacation. A well-deserved vacation. I haven't had a traveling vacation in like 2 years, so I need this. You see what I mean? And I've been working every single day, getting up before 5 a.m. every single day for months on months. So I need this vacation. So, yeah. So then I saw another one that had 83,000 miles on it. The same one. 2008 Dodge Caravan, cargo version. No seats in the back. I'm like, perfect vehicle for me. Passenger seat, driver seat. That's all I need. You see what I mean? Ideally, it would have been nice to have like a seat there that I could have, you know, fold down if I wanted to. So that if I have my son, I could accommodate him. But it is what it is. Put in a car seat or whatever. But yeah, it is what it is. But I went out to Deer Park and I saw this one, looked at it, drove it. It have little issues. It have a few issues, minor issues, you know, that I plan to fix. I haven't fixed a lot of them, the issues yet, but in terms of getting the vehicle road ready, there's a few things that needed to be done, like the lights and stuff like that. But anyways, I'm going way too far ahead. The vehicle was listed for $3,400 US dollars. I was able to, you know, negotiate the price down to $2,900 because it had, you know, some issues that needed to get fixed, and it still has a few issues that I'm going to let you know about and I'm going to rectify as time go by. But 2900. I drove it around. I was like, had like a check engine light. I was like, I don't know. I asked the guy, I said, honestly, man, what do you think, man? Is this vehicle not going to break down on me, you know? Because I could be a mechanic, but still I can miss things. I'm dealing with a person here. I just want an honest opinion. You know, people could do quick fixes just to get the vehicle sold. So I didn't want to, you know, be victim of that. So, I don't want a battery to die, put on this light, but it's getting dark. It's getting late and it's getting dark. So, yeah, I got it down to 2900. Spoke to him. He made me test drive it. He said he don't want to test drive it. He test drove it and he was like, yeah, man, this is fine. I said, man, I could trust you, right? He's like, yeah, man, come on. This is not even my vehicle. I'm selling for someone. Of course he's going to get a cut, but, you know, he's like, I'm not emotionally invested in this. This is, you know, but for real, this vehicle, you know, decent. And I said, you know what, from driving it, from the way it looked, everything, I'm like, this is perfect for me. I took the gamble, paid him cash on the spot, 2900. 2900, I said 3 grand. I think I give him 3 grand. I think I give him 3 grand. I think it was 3 grand. You know, bam. Paid him the 3 grand. Went back another day, picked it up. You know, as I said, it had a few issues. Like the battery was dead. I'm like, I didn't know why the battery was dead, but turned out the battery is good. I've driven it for 1,000 miles, guys. I'm going to let you know how much I made, the apps I've been using, and the problems that the vehicle has right now, and the things that I've fixed and the things that I plan to fix. So, drove it from Deer Park to Queens, where I live on the border, Long Island. I live in Cambria Heights, no big deal. Live in Cambria Heights, drove fine, bam, checked all the tires. The tires are in, you know, reasonably good condition. I think I need to change like 2 tires, but they're good. They're good enough for now. It's drivable. It's drivable. You know what I mean? It's a work van. It's not personal vehicle where it's not a luxury vehicle, but it's a work van. It's in good working condition. It was recently, the oil change was recently done. The stickers up there said it's gonna require an oil change at 86,758 miles. You know, I plan to do the oil change maybe sooner than that. But yeah. The horn doesn't work, still doesn't work. I did replace the clock spring, thinking that that was a culprit after doing my diagnostics and, you know, sending power to the horn. The horn worked. I was like, okay, then it has to be the clock spring. Apparently, it's not the clock spring. So I still got some diagnostics to do when it comes to the horn. I might have to just, you know, bypass the fuse box where there's no relay, where, you know, I run a separate line to the horns. That's a project that I plan to embark on. So the AC cold. I was thinking, yeah, he topped up the AC just cold. The heat works, the AC works. You know, the engine is quiet. The transmission shifts really good. You know, only thing I think, the engine mounts are very weak. They need to change the engine and the transmission mounts. They need to change, because if I'm at a light and I try to drive off too quick, I'll get like a vibration. You know, the struts, they're no good. They're no good. They're all rusted, and, you know, when driving on rough roads, you could just feel it. You could just feel, you know, when I brake, I could just hear them, like, you know, because when you brake, you stop the vehicle, you know, it puts stress on the struts, and I could just, they're no good. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm going to need to do the ball joints, the lower ball joints. You know, some rear end work as well. The brakes are good. Man, I topped up the coolant, topped up the washer fluid. I changed a brake light, changed the brake light switch. The brake lights weren't working. You know, and that's basically what I did. I cleaned it up, give it a power wash, vacuumed the inside, put an air freshener, and I've been driving it ever since. Guys, it has not given me any problems. Well, the key fob doesn't work, so I have to use a physical key. You know, no big deal, man. No big deal. The window regulators are a little weak, but it's an old vehicle, 16 years old. I'm not complaining. It's a work van. You know, interior lights work. I hooked it up with an Easy Pass. You know, I have all my mounts here. The radio works really good. You know, everything works, man. Well, not everything, but it's it's drivable. You know, it's workable. I'm telling you, it's workable. It uses regular gas, and it's a flex fuel vehicle where it could use E85 gas as well. So my gas bill cheaper, very cheap, and it's actually very good on gas, believe it or not. When I look at the heat gauge, you know what I mean, the coolant temperature gauge, it's throttling right in just below the 50% mark right there, the middle mark between hot and cold. Perfect, man. For 1,000 miles, this vehicle has held up very, very, very well. This vehicle actually has around the same amount of miles as the Acura MDX. When I'm on the highway cruising, it's driving fine. I'm thinking, God damn, this is sweet. You see what I mean? I've been driving without a horn for the 1,000 miles, so I've had to, you know, practice a lot of patience, not having any road rage or anything. And you know, it's been fun, man. It's been fun. So guys, the first week I drove the vehicle for gig work was the week of June 17th to the 23rd of June. Monday, June 17th to Sunday, the 23rd of June. We used Roadie, Instacart, Spark, Freight, and Uber Eats. No DoorDash. Haven't been making any money on DoorDash. I made $890 that week. Guys, I do have a W-2 job where I work from Wednesday all the way up to Sunday. I'm off Monday, Tuesday, and like on the weekends I have free time because my wife is off. So I use the time, whatever time I could work, I work, basically. So week 2, Monday, June the 24th to Sunday, June the 30th, we made $1,075.37. I think I did use the Acura MDX one or two shifts when I had my son with me, and I just said, let me make some money. So yeah, I did use the MDX to supplement because I can't have him in here, you know what I mean? There ain't no seats to put his car seat. He can't sit up in the front. He's only 5 years old, you know? So we hit 1,000. Guys, I rarely crack $1,000 a week. I rarely. My goal was $500 a week, but it just kept going up and up and up to 600, 700, 800. So hitting 1,000, hitting 890 and 1,000, a big deal, a big deal. And for the third week, which is this week, I did work some Grubhub as well. So the apps I've been using is Roadie, be my king app. Spark, I've been making a lot of money on Spark. So give it up to Spark. Home Depot, Walmart, you know, I enjoy using the Spark app. Freight been coming in clutch. Uber Eats been coming in clutch, and 1 or 2 Grubhub orders. All my other apps, I haven't been doing any catering, guys. And all apps like Metrobi and Senpex, you know, I haven't been working those apps. Amazon Flex, haven't done an Amazon Flex order yet. Viho, Jitsu, I haven't done any of those apps yet, man. So I might be forgetting a few apps too, but yeah. So guys, in 1,000, from 83,000 miles, 83,889 to 84,862, and I've been driving this vehicle to work as well. I stopped driving the Acura MDX to work. I've been driving this to work. This has been my baby. I'm in love with this vehicle. And when I get back from vacation, I'm going to start doing some work on the suspension. And maybe in the future, definitely before the winter comes around, I want to give it a tune-up, change out the spark plugs, and, you know, do all the good stuff, man. You know what I mean? You know, everything else is good. Brakes is good, you know. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed, knocking on wood, keeping a positive mindset when it comes to this car. With this van, this mini cargo van, and just gonna keep taking good care of it, and, you know, just keep working it, man. If the tranny goes, guys, best believe I'm gonna get a rebuild tranny, throw it in. I'm capable of doing that. I'm gonna make it happen. This vehicle right here is a blessing. 1,000 miles I've put on it since I got it, and that is 1,000 miles that I didn't have to put on my Acura MDX. designated gig work vehicle. I am very, very proud to say that I've actually leveled up, guys. I've leveled up. Now I could drive without a heavy conscience, without feeling guilty, without being like, oh man, I'm putting a lot of miles, dirtying up my SUV with mulch and all these nasty things that I be, from Home Depot, these dusty freaking home supplies and all of that, Oh wow, it turned off. Okay. I guess it turns off on its own. That's a good thing. But I gotta wrap it up though. I gotta wrap it up before I kill the battery. So I've driven 1,023.1 miles on this vehicle since I resetted the TripBeat odometer. And guys, I've made $2,476.12. It's not approximate, no, maybe the cash tips are not factored in, but almost, let's say $2,500 in 2.5 weeks. $2,500 in 2.5 weeks. Did I make that type of money at my W-2? I didn't. I really did. Guys, I didn't. I'm going to keep it real. After tax, of course I didn't. Before tax, around the same ballpark. You see what I mean? Gig work is a game changer. This vehicle is a game changer. I feel like I've cracked the code. I go to my job just as a formality now because it's guaranteed money. It's stable. I just go in, I try to stay away from the politics, do what I got to do, get out, make money with the van. And I'm loving it. I actually love doing this more than going to my W-2. I wake up before 5 a.m. every single day without fail. Even if I'm off from the W-2, I'm up before 5 so I could catch those 5:20 roadie gigs. So, guys, if you use your own vehicle, like your own vehicle, your family vehicle to do gig work, try pivoting. Try to pivot and put aside some money for a designated gig vehicle. You could do it. Dodge Caravans, Honda Odysseys, Toyota Siennas, what else? Nissan Quest, these vehicles, Chrysler Town and Country, they're game changers, man. They could hold a lot of things, and they're versatile because you could do the bulky items and you could still do your food delivery, your Uber Eats, your DoorDash, your Grubhub, your Instacart, your Spark, your Shipt, what have you, your catering orders. You have the capacity to take those big catering orders as well. I'm loving this, man. I just want to put it out there. I'm loving this vehicle, and big up to Ty again for inspiring me, and I hope I could inspire others to actually, go out there and get a designated gig vehicle so that they're not putting a lot of miles on their main vehicle that they're paying for, and they're going to just drive into the ground, and then you got to go dip back in your pocket again to get another vehicle. You see what I mean? So I actually tapped into my 401k. I took a loan from my 401k to get this vehicle and use the extra money to, just stay financially stable. You see what I mean? I borrowed the money from myself. It's coming out of my W-2 check every single week. It's just going to go back. So money ain't going nowhere. You see what I mean? I didn't want the money just sitting there not doing anything. So I just tapped into it and I got this. Scared money don't make no money. This is an investment. And another thing, this is a tax write-off as well because this is a business expense. It cost me an extra maybe about $80 to $90 for the insurance every month, which is nothing. You see what I'm saying? Which is nothing. So for my two vehicles, it's going to cost me about $420 a month to insure two vehicles. One full coverage, the other liability. The vehicles are basically this is basically gonna pay for everything. 1 week, bam, done. The rest weeks, money in my pocket. Anyways, man, I gotta run. It was fun doing this session, and I want to do more of these style type videos. I don't want to do more of the what you call those type of videos, man? Ride-alongs. The ride-alongs are very difficult to edit, man, because you're working, you gotta record, you gotta put the cameras up in people's faces. So right now I'm making shorts, and I want to make these videos, like a segment. Like, big up to Gig Geezer and these guys, do this style of video. This is what I want to do. Make the money, talk about the experience, and not show every single thing, but keep it fresh with the YouTube shorts. So that might be the strategy going forward, because I'm still not yet finished with my editing of the last series I was doing called The Chase. I'm like 5 months behind. Ridiculous. But guys, let me know if there's anything you want me to touch on in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're new. Ask any questions down below. I'll answer maybe in another video or whatever. But I'm your boy Dom. This is Gigabyte NYC, where I'm using gig work as a vehicle to financial freedom. Maybe that's what happened. We move on to different ventures as time goes by. So guys, I'm your boy Dom. Peace out and Godspeed. We talk soon.